Hey guys, today I have a video for you all about nail art water decals. If you've never heard of these before, they are transfer stickers that you apply to your nails using water. They are great if you want cool nails but you can't freehand paint. They are probably one of the most easiest nail art essentials you can use, and they're not too expensive either. So I will show you all my tips and tricks on using these clever little decals. The decals I'm using today are from Amazon and they were $5.99. And you can get quite a good selection with this. There are a few floral decals and there's a few metallic ones. But you can get them anywhere online. Most nail art supply stores sell them. And today I will be showing you 3 designs you can achieve using water decals. There are slightly different types of decals you can use, so I'll be showing you how to use them. So I hope you enjoy. So the first thing I did was paint my nails with 2 coats of Royal from Picture Polish. And it's this gorgeous deep purple with hollow flakies in. And yes, we are back to using false nails again. We had a sad nail break here and I had to file them all down short again. That's what I get for gardening. Although I do have some nice plants outside now. So once your base colour is dry, rule number 1 with water decals is to always remove the clear plastic film on the front of them. Otherwise your mani will be a disaster and the decals won't peel off properly. Then I'm using some scissors just to cut out the cats that I want. And it's easier to remove the plastic film before you start cutting. Next you will need a small cup, and I'm using this small bowl. And you want to fill that up with water. And unlike water marbling, you can just use normal tap water. And you don't need to fill it up a lot, you only just need a small amount to cover the decals. And then you just simply drop those decals into the water. And once they are submerged in the water, you can wait about 30 to 60 seconds for them to peel off. And once the decals are fully submerged in the water, you want to wait about 30 seconds to 60 seconds. And then you should be able to see the decals peeling off from the paper backing. Just think of them, they're like temporary tattoos. So the decal is starting to cover off from the paper, so I used some tweezers to remove it from the water. And then to soak up some of the excess water, I carefully dabbed the decal onto a paper towel or a tissue. And then holding onto that paper backing, I carefully peeled off the decal with some tweezers. These decals are tacky, so they will stick to the nails on their own. So you don't need to prepare any kind of sticky base coat or top coat or anything like that. However, if they are too wet, they won't stick. So just to show you again, you peel off the clear plastic, cut out the decal you want, soak it in the water for 30 to 60 seconds, tap it dry, peel the decal off and place it where you want. And once you are happy with your decal placements, then you just simply add your favourite top coat. And I'm just using Glossy Tucco from Hollow Tucco. Sometimes decals can be a little bit thick or 3D. So if this happens, you can just apply another layer of top coat and that will just seal it all out. But there you go, a simple purple with some kitties. Because these cats are silver and reflective, I struggled to get a good picture of them. So here's a picture I took in a dark corner and you can sort of see the cats. Moving on to the flower design. I'm showing you this because these decals are intended to cover the whole nail, like a nail wrap, but that's something else completely different. And they're quite fiddly to apply. So since the background of my decals were white, guess what? I painted my nails white. And I'm using my favourite one from Colour Club called One Step French Tip. Then, just the same as before, you peel off the clear plastic backing and then cut the design out you want with your scissors. And now, same as normal, you soak it in the water. And as you can see here, I prodded it with my tweezers a little bit just to see if it would come away from the backing. And if it does, then you know that it's ready to come out of the water. And then to soak up the water, you just tap it on a tissue. So these bigger ones, you carefully line them up to your nail and then you press it in. The stickiness of the decal will adhere it to the nail. And with these bigger ones, I like to use a gradient sponge just to press into the creases of the nail. just smooths out the application. And as you can see, my nails are a lot shorter than the decals, so if you have any leftovers, then just chop it off with scissors, or you can file it off. So as you can see, the top of my nails is quite squarish near my cuticles. So all I did to clean that up was using a brush and acetone, and it just wiped away the excess decal. The trouble is these decals can crease, or you can apply it slightly off center, so there's the base colour showing. Unfortunately that happened with me with this nail, but that's only because my view is restricted when I'm filming. But luckily the base colour is the same, so it's not too noticeable. So do as I tell you, not as I do. And here are the pretty decals I use for the index and pinky fingers. And I love the small amount of green on these ones. And finally, once you're happy with those decals on your nail, you just apply a layer of glossy top coat. And if you do get a few creases when you're applying the decals, then sometimes just applying a glossy top coat will smooth that all out. I wasn't sure about this mani, I hated them at first, but once I applied that glossy top coat, I loved them. Just proves that sometimes if you hate something, you just got to power through it and you might like it in the end. If not, completely forget about it. So the last mani I'm demonstrating to you is that you can mix different methods of nail art. And for this one, I'm mixing decals with nail art vinyls to create this very summery half moon design with gold accents. And for this mani, I'm using two colours from the OPI Mexico City collection, which was last year's spring collection. And this peachy orange is called Coraling, a Spirit Animal. And this vibrant red is called Viva OPI. And I am having a major love for OPI reds at the moment. So starting the mani, I applied 2 layers of Coraling, the Spirit Animal. And once they were dried, I applied a layer of glossy top coat. And it's always safer to do this with vinyls. It just protects you from peeling up your base colour with the vinyl. It creates like a hard shell underneath. Now I'm using these half circle vinyls from Twinkle Tea, and I'm peeling them off from the backing. And then I just lined it up at the top of the cuticle by my nail in the desired half moon shape. And then using my finger, I just rubbed the vinyl into my nail, making sure it was flat or there was no creasing. And then I applied a decent layer of Viva OPI on the bottom half of the vinyl. And whilst the polish was still wet, I peeled off the vinyl. And doing this while it's wet just creates a smoother line when you peel it up. And as you can see, I also applied a little bit of polish to my skin. So again, whilst the polish was wet, I used a brush and acetone, and it just soaks up the polish. So there you go, now I have this cute summery half moon design, and I am digging it already. And before moving on, I made sure that this had dried. Now applying the decals, we are using all the techniques I've showed you. The clear plastic has already come off of this vinyl. I was quite surprised when I picked it up. But then I cut it out with my scissors, just like normal. And then you guessed it, I soaked the decals in water for 30 to 60 seconds. Dabbed off the wetness, and then peeled it off from the backing with tweezers. And sorry, this one's slightly off camera. I wasn't looking what I was doing. Next, I lined up the decal as best as I could with the half moon we created, and I tried to apply it slightly underneath. Although, mine's slightly wonky. Oh wow. And to finish off this design, I applied a layer of glossy top coat. So there you go, a few tips and tricks on using water decals. These are so fun to use, and if you've never tried them before, then you have to give them a go. I hope that I showed you that you can still be creative using water decals. If you like this video, give it a huge thumbs up and leave a comment below. And subscribe will be good. And let me know if there's any tips or tricks you want me to show you on my channel. I recently bought the spotted polishes from Dance Legend, So once I've mastered it, I'll show you a video on fluid nail art if you're interested in that. Because I am. If anybody watches it is another question. Thank you so much for watching my video. Bye!